All right, guys, welcome back to the shack, and tonight we're going to be doing a project that most all of you can either use or gift to somebody during the holidays, and that is going to be engraving coffee mugs. And this is a $1.25 mug that I picked up at the Dollar Tree here in town, my local shop, and they had plenty of those things. Like, they had a whole aisle of them. So for $1.25, a little bit of Cermark spray, just a little bit of painter's tape, and your favorite diode laser, and you can make these. So we're going to be doing one today just to kind of demonstrate the process to you, give you an understanding of how to do it, and hopes that maybe you can try this for the holidays and drink a little hot cocoa from a customized mug. So if you're interested in that, stick around and we're going to be right back. All right, guys, so I'm going to be using the F1 Ultra over here today by xTool to do the mug with, mostly because I haven't used the machine in a video recently, and that was the machine that I was playing around with these things on because it's quick, easy. I already had the rotary to chuck set up because I've been playing around with some Christmas ornaments on it, so we're going to go with that one. But if you have any other diode laser, you too can also do this. The one tip that I will give you, and this is, you'll notice that this is kind of running hand in hand with some of the other stuff that we've been doing lately with glass and so forth, is the settings that you're going to use are going to be really close to tumbler settings. So if you've done tumblers on your machine, that's going to be your ballpark of where you're going to want to find your settings. But you got to find the settings in order to get you want to get the Cermark to bond to the ceramic without overdoing it and chipping it. It's a bit of a process, but we're gonna go through the steps real quick and knock out one. We'll try to keep this video short, so let's get started. All right, guys, so here's everything that we're gonna be using other than the laser. Of course, I've got this black Cermark, and you can use other sprays. Brilliance makes some, xTool themselves actually make some. This is what I've got, and this is what I like using. So that's what we're going to be using. This is just more or less for marking your engrave and where it's going to go. The way I do that is I take a little small piece of it, mark the size of the engrave, and use that to make sure it's going to be where I want it and not near the handles or anything. So that's just a handy little thing to have. One thing you are going to want, this is isopropyl alcohol. You can use the same stuff you clean your laser with as well. If you have the 100%, this is just regular rubbing alcohol, and you're going to want to just gently spray whatever it is you're going to engrave, and I've already sprayed mine, so we're just going to practice with this one. And wipe it clean with rubbing alcohol. The reason you're doing that is you don't want the oils and stuff like that from your fingers to be on the ceramic and interfere with the bond between the Cermark and the surface. So rag, isopropyl alcohol. If you don't have anything like this, some good Windex is okay, but I highly recommend either at least rubbing alcohol, if not the 100% or 99% alcohol. So that's what you need. All right, you're going to take your Cermark and you're going to take your cup, and the way that I like to do it is I do one coat of, and I'll try to show you, kind of like a left to right action like that, and then the second coat I'll do up and down like that. You want a nice, smooth, even coat on it. You don't want any runs, or you don't want anything too thick, and you also don't want to be able to see through it, kind of like what you can right here by the handle. Want to avoid that. So that's pretty much it for the application of the Cermark. Nice, even surface, and you know, plenty of area to put your engrave. So let's get over to the machine. All right, so we're over here at the F1 Ultra. And these, I'm actually grabbing them by the bottom with the chuck, and that's because the chuck's not big enough to grab them by the top. So I'm going to rotate this around, and what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take and kind of look at it, eyeball it where I want this to go. I'm going to stick this on the front right here towards the front of the work area. And the reason is once you get your machine powered up and you're ready to go, what you're going to want to do is rotate the red and blue dots on the F1 Ultra till you get to where you want the graphic to start, and then it's going to come this way. So that's our starting point for the graphic, and it's going to come this way. That lets me know that I have more than enough to do this 50 millimeter engrave that we're going to do, or mark that we're going to do. So we're going to go over to XCS. I'm going to set this up. It's going to be a 50 millimeter image, and we're going to run it. All right, guys, over here in XCS, and I have changed my mind on what I'm going to put on this one. I'm going to go ahead and click here, and I'm going to change that to an engrave. What we're going to do is I'm going to put a name on this one, and just because how many tumblers or how many coffee mugs do I need with the Clack Shack logo on them? So we can do it this way. So we'll go over here and change this material setting, and check it out. I'm just going to run my coated tumbler setting. That's going to be 50% power, 300 millimeters a second at 100 lines per centimeter. So we could put the name on here. So what we'll do is, wait, hang on. I'm going to rotate this around negative 90 degrees. We're going to move this over here because I kind of want this up top. Now, it's going to be a little longer than what my 50 millimeters is. You can see here that it's 68 millimeters. So we're going to have to do a little bit of adjustment on the cup, but that's okay. All right, so we're just going to go with the name right there. I'm going to go ahead and send it over to the machine. I've got the settings set to my coated tumbler setting, set to engrave, 50 millimeters a second, 50% power, 300 millimeters a second, 100 lines per centimeter. I'm gonna go ahead and send it, but I am gonna do a little bit of adjustment to the way it's configured in the machine. So we'll go ahead and I'm gonna send that over, but I'm not gonna start it until I do some fit checking here. All right, so because the engrave's a little longer, I'm gonna roll this back about a good 8 millimeters or so back this way. That gives me a little more room for the engrave, and off to the races we are, sir. And we're gonna give that a few minutes to finish, and we'll be back. All right, so that engrave is on there. So there's the name. I think I want to add a couple more things on there. So yeah, I think I am. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to rotate it back this way on the other side. I'm going to rotate it until the handle touches, because as y'all know, you can only go till the handle hits. It's hard to take a handle off of a coffee mug. So we're gonna flip that over to there, and let's see what kind of graphic I can add to it in that configuration. Surely I got something I can put on there. All right, back over here in light burn, and let me see what else I got. Maybe there's, let's see, import image. She likes Christmas stuff. It's going to kind of make this into a Christmas mug, which I don't know that she would be objective to that, because she does enjoy Christmas. But we're just going to play with this anyway. So I'm going to get this over here. I'm going to reverse it minus 90. All right, so the height of this item is 48.54, which is really close to that 50. So we're going to go over there, and I'm going to use my piece of, hold on. Oh, wait a minute. This graphic, I don't know why it does that. It comes in as like multiple vectors, so I have to combine it. And so I've combined that now. And we're gonna go back over here and reset that to tumblers. So now we should be able to go, yeah. Watch for that when you're bringing in SVGs. I've been having that happen to me a lot, and it makes them take forever too. So let's get this pushed over to the machine. and we're gonna have to realign and use the little piece of tape that we had to center where the graphic is gonna be. Like I said, this graphic's gonna be around 50, so I want it to be about right there. So now that I've got it positioned where I want it to be, I'm going to rotate this chuck until I get it to the far edge, because it's going to rotate that way. It's going to rotate towards the machine. So that should put it from there to there. Should be good to go. There we are. So there we go. And all in all, not very slow at all. And if you see, I got it right where it needed to be on the coffee mug. So let's go clean this guy up and we'll evaluate what we found out. All right, guys, I got good news and I got bad news. The good news is awesome. It turned out great, right? I mean, that name looks awesome. The bad news is I forgot that I had been practicing with this tumbler, and there was already like some scratches on this side of it from an earlier engrave, so it kind of messed that up. And I was a little like, oh man, about that, until I realized that somehow I got a defective $1.25 cup, and it's cracked right there. And so this is not one I would want to put, you know, in service, especially with my wife to have. So this was going to end up trash anyway because it's broken. It's probably that way when I bought it and just didn't realize it. But you get the idea, guys. The engraving, marking, because it's technically not engraving. We're marking ceramic. We're not engraving it in this situation. It turned out nice. And for all of you, we're going to mess this one up anyway, guys. We're going to see about a little durability. We'll take some rubbing alcohol and we're going to rub it down a little bit here just to try to get it to come off. All right. So far it hasn't. So what if we had a magic eraser? I mean, we use magic eraser to clean lots of things. Magic eraser will actually get lots of stuff off. So I'm going to spray it with a little rubbing alcohol and rub it with the magic eraser. Still there. All right. Desperate measures, guys. Random orbital sander. All right, so for those that want to know how durable it is, pretty durable, but it will not stand up to 120 grit sandpaper on a DeWalt random orbital sander. So as long as you don't sand your cups, it should be okay. You know, as good as any coffee cup that you pick up that has something engraved on it or marked on it from the store or whatnot. Done a really good job. Like I said, I'm pleased with the results. It surprised me how well it done. And I plan on getting more of these, and pretty sure I know what's going to be in some folks' stocking this year. So good little stocking stuffer idea for you. Cheap, economical. The most expensive part is a few shots of the Cermark. But guys, I'm telling you, get you a small little can of this. Don't get the big one because the big one's expensive. Get you a small can of this and play with it through the holidays or something similar. And you will see that you get your money's worth out of it. If you use it appropriately, a couple of swipes, right and left, couple up and down, you're good. Works really well. So, all in all, it works. I got two decent, well, this one is decent. This one I'm gonna throw away because this little handle defect, and like I said, it was that way from the store, this little handle defect. You can see and you can hear it. Yeah. that's got a problem. So we're not gonna be using that one, but I'm gonna make some more and probably some stocking stuffers once Brandy sees this video. So there you have it, guys. Another great gift idea for the holidays. Nothing like sitting around the fire, drinking your hot cocoa or your coffee or eggnog, whatever, out of a customized mug that you engraved. And it only cost you $1.25 and a little labor. So there you go. Hope you like the idea. If you have any comments, concerns, questions, ideas for other content, be sure to drop those down below. And till next time, be safe and have a good day.